we go again. Welcome back. Got all your clothes off, I hope. I'm remembering that's part of the routine now. It's part of the aesthetic of these interviews. Is that you, the interviewer, must be naked. I do recall I said I was going to be naked as well. Do that next time, okay? I promise. I'll be naked as you are on the next session. Where have we got up to? We've established, haven't we? Do you remember? What's the thing that drives my passion for the human body? Is it the eyes? Could be, but it's not. It's not my favourite. Is it the mouth? Very nearly, but not my favourite. Is it the neck? Ooh, really close to my favourite, but not actually my favourite. What? Do you remember? These talks are called James and the Perfect Peach. It's the peach, the perfect peach. And we've got to discuss now, why is it the perfect peach that is my focus of attention, and does the very fact that it's the rear end constitute causing me a perv? Because remember, that is one of my main anxieties. It's being called a perv, or me thinking of myself as a perv, possibly. We've established, of course, it's not pervy behaviour. It's nothing to do with perversions or abnormal sexual proclivities, you know, and I just really want to affirm that in this section here. So let us begin. Sun Tzu said that warfare is the greatest greatest affair of state, the basis of life or death, the means to survival or extinction. It must be thoroughly pondered and analysed. And that's an extract from Sun Tzu's The Art of War. Were he alive today, along with Michelangelo, he would have said the following: warfare is the greatest affair of state, the basis of life or death. Later, Mirabelle, the means to survival or extinction. It must be thoroughly pondered or analysed. She's quite insistent, isn't she? Anyway, so do you see what I did there? If he were alive today, his focus of attention would be on the, well, let's be frank, the anus, hey, the rear end, and he wouldn't have been unusual, because, and the reason I'm actually, perhaps I should have said to begin with, this particular interview is entitled Arse in the Community, because I want to establish with you, or confirm with you, have you agree with me that arse, shall we call it, because that's the title, isn't it, is endemic and something we simply have entrenched in our whole community, our whole everyday life, is the arse. So much so that the AI technology companies have not quite abandoned facial recognition, but they're diverting most of their resources now, most of their technological resources and research, not to facial recognition, but to arse recognition, because it's recognised that as time goes by, the arse, well, there'll be more photographs on facial media than faces, and therefore arse recognition for governments and for business will be more important than facial recognition. Everywhere you see twerking, it's a universally accepted sort of form of communication almost, to twerk. It gives your potential lover the signal that you're interested, and you get on twerking. But that's been going on back in the 1920s or early 1900s, or possibly even before, in New Orleans, the bounce dance. That's where twerking's come from. But that in itself wasn't where it started back in New Orleans. It started right back in the motherland, Africa, centuries ago. That form of dance. Slightly different, obviously, over time. Basically, that's what that was. In business, the arse, absolutely essential. And we all remember that French car manufacturer. I see you, baby, shaking that ass. You know, and we all went around singing that, didn't we? And didn't feel like we're being pervy singing that. We felt that was fine. We encouraged our children to sing it, and we didn't find that in any way offensive or dodgy, you know, or degenerate. And so my anxieties, they're unfounded. I don't know where they come from. Perhaps it's my higher sense of what should be considered decent. But I've been influenced by you, the common man and woman off the street, quite possibly to focus on the arse and to be impassioned by it. You go outside now, I can guarantee that the very first group of men I see labouring by the roadside, I'll see each and every one of their arses. Full display there. And in the media, you only have to open the newspaper, there they are, lots of them. Even right up to, shall I say, royal weddings. Recent royal wedding, totally eclipsed, wasn't it? Kate Middleton marrying one of the royals. I don't know which one. She wasn't marrying the Queen, I don't think. She was marrying, I think, one of her children. Anyway, not, you know what I mean. But that marriage was totally eclipsed by Pippa Middleton's arse, wasn't it? We all remember that very well, and quite rightly so. I thought that was a splendid arse, and far more interesting and photogenic than the actual wedding participants. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember. I remember my children watching with great delight Dick and Dom's butt dance. If I could be asked, to get up, even in our expressions, if I could be asked to get up off this very comfortable chair, I would demonstrate the butt dance for you. But I dare say you all know that anyway. Before I go out, certainly, I dare say some of you, I check the mirror, or if my partner's with me, I'll say, does my arse look big in this? Some of us will be asking, because we want to be told, yes, your arse looks big in that, it's lovely. And others will say, well, no, we don't want a big arse, we want a shapely arse perhaps, or we don't want to see the arse particularly, it wants to be sort of more mysterious than that. I don't know. And in the visual arts, the arse led the way from the very beginning. The prehistoric fetishes, I don't mean personal fetishes, I'm talking about the little stone and antler and wooden and ivory carvings of little fertility figures, I guess, big-breasted, big-bottomed fetishes, right through to the ancient Greeks, where they got to the point beyond which you can't progress in portraying certainly Aphrodite's arse. I mean, goodness gracious, Aphrodite's, I would worship her too if I knew she had an arse like that. Then remember Michelangelo, we've talked about him and how he wishes he was alive today to see my work. His David, universally acknowledged, perfect peach there, isn't it, eh? You can't tell me that you don't want to go like that to it when you see that bottom of his. So yeah, and then right up to present day, almost present day, modern times, Brock. I can't remember his first name, Brock. We've mentioned him before. One of the artist rifles, founder of the artist rifles, Royal Academician. He carved Eve, and that Eve sculpture is to me a shrine to the museum, V&A Museum. It's just an exhibit. To me, I go there and I'll worship. I'll get round behind it and I'll worship at the shrine of Eve's arse. So yes, it's been going along for some time. When I'm out in the street as well, if I'm going along with my partner, it's important to me that my partner, whoever he or she may be at the time, feels that I'm in love with him or her or it, and I'm not looking around others. Now obviously, you're the sort of common man and woman off the street. If you see a pretty lass or lad coming the other way, you think, oh, I can't wait till he's gone past, or she's gone past, I can check out the arse. Now for us, for people in my sort of strata, we can't just lock on like you do. I mean, you kind of see that body coming along and you lock on like that. And your poor partner thinking, oh, that's fine, isn't it? But my partner has to feel secure in our relationship. And it's important to me that I get a glimpse of that arse when it walks past. But I don't want anyone to know I've got a glimpse of it. I don't want them to know. I certainly don't want my partner to know, partner of the time to know. So this is how you do it. And I suggest you all try it. It takes practice, possibly, to get to, to become au fait with this. But the subject of your interest is walking up, and passes you. Now, from that point there where he or she is, or it's level with you, that's when you count 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, check, like that. It's as quick as that. Half a second. You've checked that out. You've honed in on that arse, and then you bring your face back. Your partner doesn't know anything's happened. You may have just got flicking your hair, for all they know. But you have captured an image of that arse. You've got stereoscopic eyes, so is it stereophonic eyes? So you can see that image in your mind for a long time now, and analyse it. And you can bring that image back to the studio, and you can use that for reference material. So it's not perving; it's reference material you're gathering. That you may have gathered satisfaction from gathering that reference material is immaterial and irrelevant. So anyway, and it's really important because I'm now currently doing a piece of work which has potentially 41 arses in it. It's not just a sculpture of arses; it's the whole figure. It represents or commemorates very respectfully the bombing of Reading in 1943 or 41. I can't remember which it is now. It's a two-piece sculpture. There's the lads who dropped the bomb on Reading, or bombs on Reading. The air crew looking very conciliatory and apologetic, and then there's these figures who have died and ascending to heaven. Now, there'll be all sorts of people there. It's their spirits ascending to heaven, and they're looking over at their aggressors. They may forgive or they may not forgive, and that depends on whether they're going to go up to heaven or not go up to heaven. They're all naked because they're spirits. They've left their tattered, shredded clothes behind, and they're ascending to heaven. But I think, out of respect to those people, each one of those naked bodies must have a perfect arse. And so it's very important for me to give them each a perfect arse, out of respect for their suffering and their loss of life. What we're going to do next time, we're going to stop now. You can put your clothes back on now for a second. We're now going to go on to what actually constitutes a perfect arse. Big arguments over what a perfect arse is. Depends on where in the world you are, when in the world you are. And just bear with me now. I am going to sort myself out, and I'll be back shortly to discuss that.